Hey, you. If you hear something out of someone's or people's mouths over and over, or 2 or 3 times in a year, or anyway, repetition, if you hear it 2 or 3 times, you start to wonder, what is up with that? Well, something I keep hearing from people is, what's up with that person? They're not the same person. You know? Well, yeah, people change, I guess, over time. But do you know anybody that used to be the most loving, caring, incredibly giving of themselves, as far as giving their time, energy, and effort to help others, and have now changed into a selfish, self-centered, egotistical, grandiose, I'm using all these judgmental words, and what I'm talking about feels to some of us like an epidemic, like there is something going on and it's a little out of our control. And they're starting to put labels. And in fact, I think in the last 20 years there's been some labels put onto it. If there were an epidemic or a rampant illness or disease spreading that we all started to, it was contagious and we all became inflicted, we would understand it because it's physical. What if it was psychological? What if there were a rampant epidemic on the psychological forum or table, or, Well, okay, I'm talking about, there's a lot of different psychological personality disorders becoming more rampant. And I'm only speaking of one in particular that has come into light maybe in the last decade or two, couple decades, and that's narcissistic personality disorder. And what goes hand in hand with that is narcissistic abuse, because this person, be it male or female, will find a mate who feeds them their narcissistic supply, what they need to keep feeding that unhealthy part of them. In order to feel inside themselves a little bit healthy, they find another person that will be codependent in that feeding of that narcissistic supply. Now, I'm using words maybe you're not familiar with, but I saw an article, I'll link it below, Covert Psychological Murder. Now, what the narcissist will do in relationship, be it work relationships, casual relationships, or more intimate like marriage or spouse relationship, significant other, will, in their illness, gain power from that mate being miserable and get a fix, get a high, and also get punishing and abusive if the mate or the other person, the significant other, is not miserable. Then the narcissist becomes unbearable to deal with, will go great lengths to get that person miserable because that feeds them. They have some significance in that life, in the person's life, so much so that if things aren't right and the narcissist is not happy, the one who is being abused will react better, faster, take care of things, walk on eggshells, make sure everything's done right so they don't ripple the waters of that narcissist. because it's horrible. It's horrible to be suffering the criticism, the condemnation, the beating down of the esteem of that person, of the abused. Narcissistic abuse is rampant as narcissistic personality disorder. Hey, I was going to read, let me see here, some diagnostic criteria. I'll include this link below too. Diagnostic criteria for 301.81 narcissistic personality disorder. Okay, now chances are, I mean, these are going to come close to some people in your life, because I'm serious, it's rampant. It's in our families, it's in our friends, it's in our workplace, it's in our governmental systems, our militaries, it's everywhere. So don't feel bad if you can relate to some of these. You know, it's a little bit of it is natural and normal for us to have a little bit of narcissism, probably healthy, right? Well then, okay, I'll read you the little paragraph before. A pervasive pattern of grandiosity in fantasy or behavior for admiration and lack of empathy, beginning by early adulthood and present in a variety of contexts, as indicated. Uh-oh, I just lost my screen. Sorry about that. I tried to move it closer. It's coming. Okay. Present in a variety of contexts, as indicated by 5 or more of the following. Okay, number 1, has a grandiose sense of self-importance. Example, exaggerates achievements and talents, expects to be recognized as superior without commensurate achievements. Number 2, is preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. Okay, number 3, believes that he or she is special and unique and can only be understood by or should associate with other special, high-status people or institutions. Okay, number 4, requires excessive admiration. Number 5, has a sense of entitlement, i.e., I have to look past, let me move this a little bit. Let's see if I can get this better. Okay. A sense of entitlement, i.e., unreasonable expectations of especially favorable treatment or automatic compliance with his or her expectations. Number 6 is interpersonally exploitative, i.e., takes advantage of others to achieve his or her own ends. Number 7, lacks empathy, is unwilling to recognize or identify with the feelings and needs of others. That one's an easy one to spot, especially if you're an empathetic person. Number 8 is often envious of others or believes that others are envious of him or her. And 9, shows arrogant, haughty behaviors or attitudes. Okay, that comes from the reprinted with permission from the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 4th edition, text revision, copyright 2000, American Psychiatric Association, APA. So I didn't just like grab that out of somewhere. Like I said, it's normal to have one or two or a couple of those. If you have 5, it says, then that's something you might want to look at. Chances are, if you are narcissistic, you're not going to be able to look at any of them. And if you have a narcissistic mate, good luck on opening that door and getting them to look at any of them. That's the horrible conundrum about this. You know, because you can't even talk to a narcissist about it. That's taken as a criticism, and they instantly blow a gasket. Instantly. So that's how you can put it to the test. Well, that's horrible. I didn't mean any of that to make fun or anything, because it's not good, it's not fun, it's challenging, it's horrible for the narcissistically abused person. They're in the middle of it. You know, the way out is suicide. We're having a huge increase in suicides. Chances are these suicidal people who have tried or been successful at suicide, they're probably suffering narcissistic abuse. Very, very sad. Because to get out of this, guys, I don't know. I seriously don't know. You know, drink your pee, of course, that would get us out of it, but chances of, you know, narcissists are the ones that would rather take a bullet to the head. You know, I'm doing a whole lot of judgment and labeling, and that's one thing I'm adverse to. I think it gets us in trouble. But in the same respect, diagnosis or seeking answers to questions about our health, mental or physical, we can get answers. If we ask, we'll receive. So, I mean, compassion and empathy are key to survival, as much as a lighter is to fire. In order for the human race, we've got to start thinking about each other and loving each other. That's true. I think we do. Who am I to talk? I'm out here in the boonies and I can't stand to even look at any of you guys. That's not true. I love you guys. I love people. But I really hate what people are doing to each other right now and doing to our planet. This is not looking nice, guys. Well, on a brighter note, it's good to see you. Thank you for watching. I hope you check out these couple articles I have here. And hope you're having a great day. I'll talk to you soon.